One Aurora restaurant owner is breaking the mold.
Instead of leaving a tip for the server, you're leaving a tip for the kitchen staff, too. It's known as tip pooling.
Denver 7's Jennifer Kovaleski takes us inside this restaurant. Part of the battle for equitable pay in restaurants.
I'm kind of leaning towards the lighter one just in general.
Drinking.
But not with this wine. This one is fully destemmed.
And learning about wine is just a part of the job description for servers at Annette in the Stanley Marketplace.
It's about service, but it's about food and it's about the atmosphere.
But these servers aren't making tips in the traditional way.
You know, we kind of were a little bit nervous when we started with it, but it feels right.
Caroline Glover is 3 years into a tip pooling experiment.
I think that the tip system, where one portion of the restaurant gets all of that, is super archaic.
It means her servers and kitchen staff both make regular minimum wage. The tips for each night are then pooled and shared equally.
Annette splits tips evenly between the front and back of the house.
A message they tell their customers right on their bills.
It didn't feel fair. I feel like the kitchen is putting in just as much work as front of the house.
In our Colorado, where restaurants are booming and minimum wages are quickly rising, a waiter can make upwards of $50 an hour when the grill cook makes just $15. Glover says tip pooling solves that, making sure all of her employees make a livable wage.
I want people to feel like they can pay their bills. It makes a happier working place.
Miles Mazie serves up drinks and waits on tables at Annette. He says the model is working.
I think it's really closing the gap between the pay disparity between front and back of house.
And helps create a team culture.
There's always been like this barrier between front and back of house, and I feel like it's broken down quite a bit.
Glover was one of the first local restaurants to adopt this model. She admits, at first, she had her doubts.
We've definitely had an issue with keeping the servers, for sure.
But 3 years in, she's all in and believes this is the future for restaurants.
And I think it's time.
In Aurora, Jennifer Kovaleski, Denver 7.
And Glover says her staff's making $25 to $33 an hour under this model, a model the Colorado Restaurant Association is starting to see more restaurants consider, especially with Denver's minimum wage increase next year.